What's up, everyone? It's Shaletta. I'm here getting a phone for one of my newly minted teenagers with Xfinity Mobile. They've got great options, affordable plans, and solid coverage that works for our whole family. With Xfinity Mobile, my daughter can stay connected with me wherever she goes. And did you know when you sign up, you can get an extra phone line free for a full year? Switch to Xfinity Mobile today for more savings, more smiles, and more ways to stay connected.
In Minnesota, we pride ourselves on our nation-leading voter turnout and safe, secure elections. Elections allow us to make our voices heard and stand up for the communities and issues we care about. To exercise your right to vote, first make sure that you are registered to vote. After registering to vote, make a plan to vote on or before Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Learn about how to register to vote, cast your ballot, find your polling place, and more by visiting mnvotes.org.
You want a healthier lifestyle, but how do you get started? Then stick with it by listening to the Fitness Revolution podcast with Shay Sandifer, of course. Your journey to greater well-being starts now.
Hello, how are you? It's Coach Shay here with Fitness Revolution. So I am so excited about what we're about to talk about. It's dear to my heart as it's the work I do every day and what I'm trying to do just in general with my business and in communities. So I have the pleasure of being the moderator this year for the opening night for the Twin Cities Film Festival. It's their 15th year. And they are showing a film called Hope in the Water that talks about sustainability with fishing. So as you guys know, tie that into food, storytelling, and the farmer's market. So I think of all that coming together. So let me tell you a little bit about Hope in the Water. So Emmy Award producer Andrew Zimmerman collaborated with storyteller and visionary David E. Kelly. And they are exploring how the work with sustainability and farmers and scientists about fish and harvesting and all of that and what to feed our growing planet and save our oceans. So with that being said, we're showing the, amazing documentary, but then they asked me to come in. As you guys all know, my favorite thing to do is storytelling and food and bring that together through racial health and equity. So I will be moderating with Tommy Beavis from Pimento Kitchen. So I thought, what better way than to bring a chef of color in that deals with fish, that we can tie that back into the documentary and then tie the work I'm doing in, since that's what they wanted me to do. And so we chose Tommy Beavis. So it's going to be great. That's tomorrow. We're so excited for this, to be on stage with him and talk about his journey from Jamaica to the DMV area to now Minnesota, and what that looks like with him and sustainability and fishing and everything. So we had the pleasure of being in contact with Reverence, which is being our sponsor for our fish. So we will have nothing but trout that day. So he is going to take us through a journey through stations at the party about fish and what it's like to have sustainability with that, and the challenges of it too, especially living in the Midwest. If there's certain fish you want to get that is not normally, what we have around here. So if you're not familiar with food sustainability, as we know, food is nourishing to our soul. It is what fuels us to the next level. It makes us grow. It makes us happy. It's something that makes us upset. But on the positive side, we always want to think about what are the practices we can learn for producing and consuming food in a way that supports the environment, the economy, society, and that people have access to healthy food. And that's really what this is all about. So as always, we're tying this all back in always to healthy food and way to really get access to it, right? And what does that mean for you, as I'm always talking about? So what does this mean? It means eating a balanced diet, reducing food waste, learning how to compost your foods, learning to support diverse crops, right? So agriculture, it plays a huge part to sustainability and what that looks like, and making sure that we have access to those farmers to have nutritious and nutrient-rich crops. technology. Technology is huge on all of this, from coming from the ocean to those plants to the consumer. So that's huge of what the technology is to conserve and really help with that. And there's a huge movement right now with the sustainability of food systems, right? It's about our economy, the social aspect of it, the broad aspect of the benefits for the society, and like I said before, the environmental part. So if you ever are unsure what that means, it's kind of like a cycle, right? It's a constant cycle of what this looks like, from farm to table. That's the true thing, right? And with that, you've got the consumer health and well-being. You've got equitable production. You've got the footprint to create, and the food security and accessibility. That's what's all around the sustainable food. And it's really important that we all get involved. And so that's why I really wanted to talk about this, because Fitness Revolution can't be anything without your food. It can't ever. You cannot out-train a diet. You can't, you can't eat. And I always say this, and I'll say it probably 1,000 times in all these podcasts. You can't eat a cheeseburger and then expect to lose weight because you worked out. That's not the way it is, right? And so I love this aspect of fishing, and I loved it. I was able to watch it, and it was great. And I loved what it was saying about the sustainability of fishing and the responsible method of fishing that really aims to maintain a healthy fish and the populations of it and our marine ecosystems, while avoiding, we don't want to overfish, but also minimize the environmental impact of it. And that's what this is talking about. And this all goes back to what we're constantly doing, right? As we think about this, are things equitable? Are they sustainable? Are they obtainable? What is the environment that people have and the connection to, food? It's huge, right? Without food, we have nothing. But also, if we do not take care of our environment, then there also won't be anything. And I love that. So just a little bit about sustainable fishing, some great facts that I've been learning, and what that means. So to maintain a fish population, what they do is involves harvesting the fish at a rate that prevents the populations from declining. Didn't know that. Now I do. Another big thing, respecting the marine ecosystem. So sustainable fishing takes into account the reproductive rates of the fish and avoids capturing endangered species. So remember that every fish isn't good fish, right? We also want to minimize it's called bycatch. And what that is, sustainable fishing uses bycatch to make fish meal and reducing fish and food waste. So they're making sure that they're using that fish in different ways. The same thing we'll be doing at the opening. That's why we're taking that same trout, and he's going to create a fish soup and a fish app and a fish entree. So you understand what to do. And that's what sustainability of fish is. It's just like if you have a piece of chicken or you've got a pack of chicken, how can you make that food be sustainable for your family for that week? So let's say you're cooking 3 out of 7 days. You should be able to take a big pack of chicken and use that in different ways. You should be able to take a big piece of fish and cut that up and use that in different ways. So it's not waste, and also that you are utilizing your money in the right way, right? We want to be able to eat and feed our families in a healthy way. Another big one is reducing pollution. So with sustainable fishing, it generates less waste. It uses less energy, reduces the use of chemicals that harm the ozone layer. So that's huge right now, right? As we see everything with natural disasters and things that are moving. And I think the biggest thing is sustainable fishing maintains people's jobs and livelihoods. So those jobs are very important. They're bringing them back to us on land, but also it's teaching us as it's going down the system, right? Like everything starts at one level, everything comes up from one level. So once again, this is for the Hope in the Water, which I love the name, right? The Hope in the Water. And with Tommy Beavis from Pimento, and then yours truly, Stories Behind the Menu. And so tying that all back into the film festival, so excited for this, really bringing what we do with racial health and equity through the lens of fitness, wellness, and nutrition to the stage. So if you don't know, we'll be there tomorrow. There's still tickets if you like, but I really wanted you to understand in a brief way, and obviously we could go way deeper, what the sustainability means and what it means for us at Fitness Revolution, right? As we're constantly evolving to the next level through that. So I hope that was informative. I hope you take that into account as you're meal prepping and planning food for your family. What is the best things for you? Is it to get fish? Is it to get chicken? What does that look like? What is your waste, consumption in your home? So those are some tidbits. I love talking about this. I love really diving into this work and understanding what we need to do and what we can do as a community. Well, as always, inhale the positive, exhale the negative. This is Coach Shay with Fitness Revolution. Thank you.
Check back next week for more on living your healthier lifestyle and share previous episodes of Shay's podcast with your friends. Log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy.
Are you the parent or guardian of an adult with autism? If your loved one has no restrictions through court order, then they are eligible to vote. And you can assist them in many ways. Some citizens with autism don't like unfamiliar places and activities. These voters might prefer to cast their ballot at an early voting center. Leading up to Election Day, these early voting centers are less busy and less likely to require waiting. Early voting centers are open all over Minnesota, and you can vote there right now. Or you can request an absentee ballot to vote by mail. That's right. Eligible voters can cast their ballots without ever leaving home. On Election Day, curbside voting is another option to make voting easy and comfortable. Election judges will bring a ballot directly to the vehicle with the person with a disability. Make a plan to support and assist your loved one with autism this election season, so they can participate and exercise their precious right to vote. You can find out more at mmvotes.gov. That's mmvotes.gov.